cells means somatic cells, or we can say non-reproductive cells. ठीक है, reproductive cells means the cells which are not forming gametes, is it all right? Or the vegetative cells, you can use any of the terms, either use somatic or vegetative. All right, vegetative cells. Okay, how many daughter cells are formed at the end of each division? How many daughter cells are formed? 2 cells are. It starts with 1 cell, 2 cells are, 2 daughter cells are formed. Okay, so the second is 2 daughter cells formed. Achha, what is another characteristic of this? After division, the number of chromosomes in mother cell, or you can call a parent cell as well, the number of chromosomes in mother cell and the daughter cell remain same. Is it all right? So just a revision of it, where in S phase, suppose we are talking about 4 chromosomes, a cell with 4 chromosomes. In S phase, chromatin fiber, G1 phase, S phase, this has duplicated. If you remember, there was a replication of DNA and this has duplicated. Is it all right? And it continued in G2 phase, prophase, metaphase, and in anaphase the same thing after coiling. Now by anaphase they are converted into chromosome. By anaphase, metaphase, they become like this. The same thing becomes like this. Is it clear? Coiling, anaphase, what happens? The separation of these 2 occurs. Is it all right? One goes to one cell, the other goes to the other daughter cell. So what happens? The number of chromosomes in mother cell and the daughter cell remain same. Chromosome number in mother and daughter cells are restored. Is it clear? Same number of chromosomes in mother and daughter cell. Same number of chromosomes in mother and daughter cells. Is it all right? So these are certain characteristics. Rest again I'll be doing after doing my meiosis, so I can, and that is why this kind of division is known as equational division. What is the meaning of equational division? Any kind of division in which the chromosome numbers remain same. So that kind of division is known as equational division. Is it clear? So here the cell division is equational division. Okay, equational division. Okay, here in this we had started a cell with 6 chromosomes I had shown, and 2 daughter cells are formed, each with 6. Only difference is each of the chromosome mother cell when started to divide was like this, and after division each daughter cell has like this. They will again duplicate and form like this. That is different, but the number of chromosomes are same. Here it is duplicated chromosome, here the duplicated chromosomes are separated. Okay, so this is what is mitosis. Now let us start with meiosis, and more differences, haploid, diploid, there are more terms are there which has to come in, that I'll be explaining in meiosis only. So after this I'll be giving you some more differences between and more characteristic of cell division, mitosis. Now before I start with meiosis, there are many terms which you have to know. Is it clear? Homologous chromosomes, diploid, haploid, these are the terms which you have to know. See, if I am talking about, again I am coming to a cell, human cell. Is it all right? So what is a human cell? How many chromosomes? This by now you know that how many chromosomes we have? We have 46 chromosomes. In our cell we have 46 chromosomes. Is it all right? And 46 chromosome means we have, instead of 46 chromosomes, we say 23 pairs. I am just telling you why do we call. We have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Suppose, again a very wrong example, a very wrong comparison, but I think this is the best thing to make you understand. See what is happening when you have, suppose you have 20 pairs of shoes, or let us consider you have 23 pairs of shoes. ठीक है, you have 20. So if you count them in your shoe rack, if you count them, how many are coming? There are 46. Now if I ask you how many shoes do you have, you will never say that I have 46 shoes. What will you say? I have 23 pairs of shoes. Same with socks. How many pairs of socks you have? You have 23 pairs of socks instead of saying 46. I hope it is clear to you. Okay. Why is it so? Because each of the socks you have, it has an exact pair. One is for the left leg, another is for the right leg. We have an exact pair. So this becomes one, one pair of socks. Is it all right? You will never say I have 2 socks. So the same way, any chromosome in our cell, I am not showing nucleus, try to understand this. Any chromosome in any particular chromosome, if we are picking up, is it all right? It will have exact kind of chromosome. Another chromosome you will find like the same kind of chromosome you will find here, you will find. Is it all right? So every chromosome, so I mean to say there are 46 chromosomes. If you pick up one from this 46 chromosome, is it clear, and check with the rest of the 45 chromosomes, you have taken out one chromosome, is it all right, and check with rest of the 45 chromosomes, you will get a exact thing of this, exact thing, one exact chromosome like this. Is it clear? And they become homologous, they become a pair of chromosome, Is it all right? I'll be explaining more about this pair. So we have actually 23 different types of chromosomes in our cell, 23 different types of chromosomes in our cell, and each of the chromosome has its pair. If you look for it, each has its pair. Is it all right? And this is what that is how we call them. That is the reason instead of saying 46 chromosomes, we prefer to say we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Is it clear? Now here, what are these pairs known as? These pairs are known as homologous pairs of chromosomes. I'll just tell you more characteristic of this. Homologous pairs of chromosomes. See, one more thing. If you see a chromosome, the chromosome can be of 4 types. Is it? What are the 4 types of chromosome? Depending on the position of the centromere, there are 4 types of chromosomes. Okay? This is one. The centromere is approximately almost at the center. All right, we call this kind of chromosome as metacentric chromosome. I'm using this so that these terms so that homologous explanation of homologous chromosome becomes easy. Is it all right? Another chromosome you will find the centromere is slightly away either towards the upper side or towards the lower side from the center. It's not in the center, slightly away. So we call this as submetacentric chromosome. Submetacentric chromosome. All right. The third kind of chromosome we find that the centromere is much away from the center and it's towards the terminal end. It can be like this or it can be like this, making one of the arm of chromatid very long, the other arm of the chromatid very short. It can be like this. We just cannot say that they are slightly away from center. They are much away from center. Is it clear? This is the central part. They are much away from center. And we call these kind of chromosomes as acrocentric chromosome. Acrocentric chromosome. Is it all right? And the fourth kind of chromosome is the centromere is located right at the tip. at the terminal end, all right. So here is the centromere, and here it is this kind of chromosomes also are there. Centromere are mainly meant for the attachment of spindle fibers. Is it clear? They can be like this or they can be like this at the terminal end. All right, okay. So here this kind of chromosomes are known as the telocentric chromosomes. Telocentric chromosomes, is it all right? Okay. So here what do we see that? Homologous, what are the characteristics of homologous pair of chromosomes? If we take a chromosome, I am showing with a submetacentric chromosome. Submetacentric means the centromere is located slightly away from the center, making one arm of the chromatid little longer, one arm of the chromatid is little shorter than the other. This one is little shorter than the other end of the chromatid, other arm of the chromatid. Is it all right? So when I look in the, one more thing, they are, when you see a nucleus and you try to find out the chromosomes, it's not that they are together. Like when you are keeping your shoes in the rack, you keep one pair together, the next pair together, you know, together you write. But in our cell, the chromosomes are not like that. They are scattered. All 46 chromosomes are scattered. But when you pick up one particular chromosome, you will definitely get its pair. Okay, exact like that you will get, except for one in males. We will discuss about it later, not now. So if you are taking out one chromosome, I mean to say, suppose this is a cell and here this is the nucleus, and there are many chromosomes lying in the nucleus. There are many chromosomes lying in the nucleus. It's not necessary that the two chromosomes which are homologous, which are the exact pair, they will lie side by side. One is here, the other may be here. Is it clear? One is here, the other may be here. They are all scattered. But for sure, when you take out one and look for the other, you will find. Is it all right? That is why we call it pairs of chromosomes.